Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Open Minds to Open Hands. This episode is raw, uncut, and authentic. And I have an amazing guest, Florian, all the way from France. Hi, Florian. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine. I'm great. And you?
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for being on my show. It is always, we tried a couple of times to work our schedule, and I'm so happy this time is the perfect time for our show. Florian, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
There is so much I can say. But one of the things I usually say is I'm always in the right place at the right time. And life shouldn't be a struggle. Life should be easy and at least simple, right? Things happen. A few weeks ago, my mother passed away. That was
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
that still is, a painful experience. So that's just to say that life happens, but we're not supposed to, you know, or struggle or. And so most of my
Yeah.
work is around this. It's around releasing everything that turns pain into suffering, basically, and show my clients at least, but also the whole world, inspire people to live a life.
Yes, you are cutting off there a little bit. We have a yellow warning weather conditions here in the sunny Scotland area, so we might have some connection problems. But today we're going to talk about how to, enjoy and navigate life through struggles with Florian. Um, I'm so sorry about your mom. I know how you feel. I lost my mom 2 years ago, and it's not easy, but you're right. Life goes on, and you have to pick up the pieces where you left on. And all I just say, my condolences and my prayers for you. Keep going and stay strong. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Florian, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
lovely. I'm going to dive in. I have couple of questions what I really would like to ask, and one of them is going to be a little bit more personal. All my show is famous because this is raw, authentic, and uncut. The way you see it, the way we stream it, the way it goes, we don't do any editing, so that's why it's so juicy and so real. And this 20 minutes what we spent together, I can assure you it's going to be not just sad fun, but also, we're going to have a good time. So, Florian, tell us about that first time when you realized that vibration inside you that shape you, um, your early lives in your healing journey.
I can't remember exactly the very first time, but I know my mother used to tell me that when I was a kid, and that's still true, I used to say it doesn't matter. Like
Yes.
nothing seems so important. Not only as a kid, but now as an adult, I have the same approach. It's well, literally, I passed away 3 weeks ago. So when I have these daily struggles and the issues, all of a sudden this right. So what's really important? What and moments like this in life, tell really truly matters for us. But another things my mom said was I used to enter rooms and people will just calm down. So if there were any kind of conflict anywhere, if there, yeah, that people were arguing, and I would just enter the room and all of a sudden people would calm down. That was
Wow.
reflected back at me many times in my life, even when I was feeling all over the place. People would tell me, huh, your presence is very soothing, calming,
Oh,
yeah, and then many things happened. I got magical things happening in my life and so on. And I saw the dynamics of the world change.
Wow.
One of them being personal development. And I love how it's growing and evolving now into something that is to me more adapted and adequate and accurate and more positive, also through wording. One quick
Wow.
example, and then I'll let you
Yes. Yeah.
speak as
Give
well.
me
But
an example. Yeah. Go ahead.
one quick example I use when it comes to personal development and self growth and so on, because it's very, very famous. It's you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to thrive or succeed or whatever. And I see the dynamic behind this. I see what it means, the implication of this. So the day I am comfortable means I am not in the right place, right? Because if I were in the right place, I would be uncomfortable, because being uncomfortable is how we are successful. The whole dynamic behind not only the idea itself, it's how it's shaping my behavior, how it's shaping my perspective on my life, how it's shaping my reality, and thus how it's shaping the world around me, and how I am shaping the world around me. And that's just one quick example. But what I do is, instead of speaking of comfort zone, I speak of familiar zone. It's familiar, so it
Oh,
feels safe. It feels simple. At least I know where I'm going with this, even though it's
I like
uncomfortable,
that.
right?
I like that. I like that. So we all know the comfort zone, but if we rephrase it and we would say this, it's a familiar zone, and you overcome it. That's the key.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I like
Reframing
that.
how I think of life and how I think of the world and how I think of myself and how my clients think of themselves is it's the most beautiful job I can dream of, right?
Yes, yes.
Because
Well, this
I see the miracles happening every day.
yeah, this is great because my next question will be, we all feel somehow somewhat powerless and struggling with illnesses and family struggles. And you grew up with a serious illness and you're faced some family struggles. So this is where we're going to get a little personal. What was the pivotal moment? When you realize that change and you can reclaim your power.
Yeah, so quick history. I was indeed very ill when I was a boy. I almost died from asthma,
Oh boy.
basically, uh, when I was about 6 years old. And, and I kept being sick in different ways all over my life. And I felt not rejected, but I felt like I didn't belong in groups when I was a teenager because of my understanding of the word and how it works. But at some point, I started believing maybe I was wrong. So I bought into other people's lifestyles, approaches, behavior, beliefs, all of this. And back in 2019, I was involved in an emotional intelligence training, and the way it changed my life wasn't by teaching me anything. I learned a few things, and I had a lot of fun with the tools I learned, for instance. But it really changed how I perceived my power, because it really validated what had always felt true to me, and
Mm.
I had no way to prove those things. And so I just lived in a world in which we are supposed to prove everything, have evidence for everything. But for some reason, uh, I think there is a very huge belief in luck,
Uh,
basically. Like
it,
most of the world seems to believe, oh, some people are lucky, others are not. And I'm not here to tell you, hey, you need to think differently. But I can hardly, really hardly imagine that I was especially lucky in times when I really wanted something and I had no desire to control it. I was just letting it flow and happen naturally. Um, Circumstances, I was surprised by how extraordinary, simple getting what I want was. And I could hardly believe that every single time I have these circumstances, I am lucky. If I can control luck, it's not luck anymore, right? If I can, and this was a very important moment. This training really, yeah, it really gave me the confidence I needed to come out into the world and speak my truth. I respected other people's truths and reality.
Yes, I like that. I like that. Thank you for sharing that. I would like to talk about that divine power, that magic, what you highlighted us, because you spent many years to study this, and you really uh, have your practical tools and rituals to tap in to this divine magical let's call it luck so people can resonate with it. Tell us, what is the blueprint, what you use to keep, be in this particular timeline and able to tap in and be one with the divine. Interesting.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing. I don't have a ritual, or not just one or two or three rituals. It's more of it's totally a lifestyle actually.
Mm,
And one of the things I keep telling people is, if you don't like something, change it. Just change it. And when they don't know how, I tell them, well, start. That's the way I started, shutting doors. Okay, I don't want this in my life anymore. Thus, when it shows up again, I just say, no thanks. No thank you. No, just no. Nothing
it is
against you.
healthy. It is healthy to say no sometimes.
Exactly, and that's the very very first step. To me, it's all about making decisions and letting things happen when I don't have the answers. So, one thing is shutting. Another one is, when I make a decision, I want to make sure it's relevant, right, and aligned with me, and it matches my vision for my future, basically. So I'm just asking myself, is it relevant for me to do this now? Right.
I like that.
Is it right and aligned with me to do this and to do this now? And does it match my vision for my future, or my current vision for my future? Because it will. So yeah, these two things allow me to make way better decisions than I used to. And another thing is really in how I approach not knowing things.
Mm,
My observation is that we live in a world that is changing, but is still about having control, strategies, plans, sticking to them, blah, 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 blah. Right. This is typically human.
yes.
Typically human. I'm telling you that I do not know any aunt that tells me, hey, that's my plan for today, my strategy, and I'm sticking to it no matter what happens. Right? No, nothing. Life happens, unpredictable, and I a lot of things, such as when I went to Guadeloupe after my mother passed away. I had to be organized. I had a ticket. I knew at what time my plane was supposed to take off. and so on. Nonetheless, I'm telling you, everything was delayed when I went there, and when I all delayed, right? And I'm talking about planes. I'm not talking about having a Zoom call there that you can do literally everywhere. I'm really speaking about something that looks quite, solid. There's the payment. What if I miss my next plane or bus or train, whatever, right? But that's life. So
Yes,
when
yes,
I
I agree.
so when I don't
We
know,
face this every day. We face this every day. We
yeah,
plan. We have certain desires, and we want to achieve, certain things like catch the plane or catch the train. And what if life brings you a bump in the head and say, no, no, everything is changing. I'm reorganizing everything. I agree with you. You have to allow that flow to come in, and you have to allow that ease, and you have to be, ready for anything basically,
yeah.
and allow that next step to unfold. I like that. I like that, Flora. Yeah.
And another thing I would add to this is when I don't know, right? So when most of the people don't know, they try to control even more,
Yes.
and that's okay, right? It's how we feel safe. It's we have a sensation that we can relax, right? But relax literally means release, which is a synonymous to let go, right? so, so do I let go when it's done, or do I let go even before it's done? And my approach, so when I don't know what I do, I remind myself that I don't know, but I look forward to knowing it, to observing it, discovering it, right? And a great example of this is when I went to Guadeloupe, one of my brothers traveled with me, and he was supposed to have two trains and then reach the airport, meet me there, and we were um, catching the plane together. What happened is he was late to the train station, and he was afraid to miss his first train. So he texted me while he was on the way, and he told me, well, I'm really scared that I'm not catching the train on time. And this is the where the second thing I'm telling you about is handy, is have someone, which is basically my work, trust in the things you don't trust in yet about yourself and about your life. So he texted me this, and I said, well, I understand how stressing and scary. No matter what happens next, there will be a way for you to join us in Guadeloupe. And I just
I like that.
firmly knew this. I trusted this. Most of the time I don't know how, but I know the things I want to, and the things I think a lot about. If I'm really scared and I remain scared, the universe understands, oh, okay, this is the experience you want to feed, and it feeds me
Oh,
more scary things. So I was letting go, and he got on time because his first train was delayed. And then he hopped on the second one, and the second one was delayed 2 hours, right? And he was there, scared as hell, stressed as hell, telling me, "Well, I don't even know if I can get it on time." And well, I told him, "I I understand. It's super scary. I'm here for you, and I'm sure no matter what happens, there will be a way for you to join us there." And my sister was with me at the airport. We were there together, and I have a good laugh, and I say, Well, who knows? Maybe the train will be late as well. The plane will be late as well. And she goes, planes are never late. And I was like, well, we'll see. We'll see that. What happened was the flight was delayed by 45 minutes,
Wow.
giving my brother plenty of time to join us at the airport, even eat a sandwich when we hopped on the plane. And we so, and it worked perfectly.
Wow,
But yeah,
that is a perfect way to uh, allow to step
and
away from the fear and allow the universe to work on your favor. That's a perfect example. It happens with me, with my friends around, and sometimes when I travel, I always have to connect to a flight in London, and sometimes planes are delays, or things happen and they can run in time, but it's always something worked out in my favor to to have the best outcome from that circumstances. So I often let go as well the fear and the struggle, because you're right. If you keep allowing that, then it feeds you the same circumstances. And I like your example. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. I have two more questions before we wrap up. The one question is, I heard you're going to be on this amazing summit, and which is going to be October 4th, this Saturday, and you promised a wide ride for the participants and the audience who's going to watch the replay. Can you share maybe one or two practical tools when people are, well, actually, you did, but people are feeling stuck and afraid to expand and step into their power. But you did a perfect example. Can you give another example for us so the viewers can listen to your advice?
yes. So yeah, the summit is happening tomorrow. So I highly suggest to those who didn't sign up yet to show up, not only for Coach A, who's amazing, or myself, but also for the other, I think, 10 other speakers who will share wonders with you. I know that. And one last thing that I use very often is show me.
Ah,
So when my subconscious, the universe, God, Allah, whatever, it really doesn't matter. I just say, okay, if I'm going this or that way, this is where I want to go. This is what I great. I defined this. Now the issue thinking I want this all the time is it's also delaying the fact it's coming my way because I want it, not I have. But trying to force myself to think I have something that I obviously don't have is as silly as, I don't know, feeding a cat with vegetables, right? So,
right.
so what I do, I use this very simple formula. I say, show me how to get this, be more like that, have more of this, achieve that, whatever the goal is, show me. And then, well, sometimes maybe I need to say it 2 or 3 or 4 times. But then my job is to just to allow it to happen, let it happen, observe the signs of, well, what is coherent with what I ask for. So if I'm saying, hey, I want to find love, and what I do is I reject every dating proposition, well, that doesn't work. So my job is mainly that, is I observe, is my current decision, my current behavior, my current way of thinking, of being, of working, whatever, does it match what I ask for, basically?
I
Right.
like that. Oh,
That's
that
really the
is
best tool I can give today, I think.
That's a wonderful, fantastic tool. The show me. I like that. I like that. So this is you and this wonderful event, which is going to be this Saturday, guys. 12 powerhouse coaches who walk through fire, global international coaches all over the world gathering together to help you unstuck and get your spark back and unlock the possibilities for 2025. We still have many months left, and it's still possible. My motto is anything is possible. Before we wrap up, my last question for you: with all the wisdom and knowledge what you have now, if you could go back in time and visit your younger self, what is that one advice would you give to yourself?
That's not really an advice. I would say good luck. It's just good luck, right? Because I know, so I'm not the kind of people who say, hey, you can either leave things as problems and struggles or see the lessons in them. I'm not that kind of person, because I know when we are in the middle of a struggle or battle or challenge, facing some problems, that's the last thing everybody wants to hear, right? That, hey, see the lesson. My reflex with that is really, screw you. No, that's not what I
Good
need
luck.
now. But I
Good luck.
everything that happens is always perfect. And I went through really deep and uncomfortable challenges. I was even beaten up by my ex-girlfriend because she was a pervert and I could not find any other way to leave that didn't involve, well, this. So
Yes.
I really went through big struggles, but there is nothing I would do differently, nothing I would write differently, despite the fact that, well, I'm just thinking, hey, how did I happen to not see my mother for years, right? But how did I do this, right? So there can be regrets if I choose this, but it's just all right. Now that it's done, I can make a different decision. I can live my life differently from now on. And it's not about pulling a lesson out of it. It's really about realizing that the way I did things wasn't matching my vision for my life, for my world, for my relationships, for my whatever. Once again, it's really about that. How did I imagine my life to be? And how do I choose it to be right now through my behavior, through my thoughts, through my words, through all of this? So yeah, that's why I would only tell myself, well, good luck, because I know it all took me here today. Right.
Yes. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Realization. It is very important. I agree. And well, good luck. Good luck to you in the future. And thank you for being on our show. I must say, this was very calming. Your voice and your presence really radiating a calmness. So thank you so much for being here. My beautiful viewers,
Thank you.
thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you for having me here with you today.
My pleasure. My pleasure. My beautiful viewers, stay tuned because I have some information I want to share with you. Just give me 1 second. Hi, I'm Eve the First. You must heard about me. I'm here to take this opportunity to personally invite you to this amazing one-day event. We're bringing together 12 powerhouse warriors, coaches, to personally work with you and break free from all thinking, uncertainty, emotional or physical pain. This event is unlike other events. We are bringing music,
dancing, breakout rooms, workshops, different modalities, different techniques, what you can implement in your life and break finally free and unlock the possibilities. So 2025, limited spaces. So hurry, grab your spot today. See you there, October 4th, 2025.
Wow, wow, wow. Guys, Anna brings some beautiful, wonderful surprise. You can unlock these possibilities to come and join us with a promotion code. We'll give you 50% off. Just use the promo code coach E50. All the information and all the links, it is already in your comments. So grab your tickets now. Don't miss this opportunity and join us and 12 other powerhouse coaches so we can have fun, breakthroughs, and unlock the possibilities what holds for you the remaining of 2025.